Pretty much all of us are on social media. But have you ever stopped to wonder what it's actually doing to us, to our sense of who we are? Is it really bringing us closer, or is it kind of chipping away at our well-being without us even noticing? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating study that tried to get to the bottom of that exact question.
This probably sounds familiar, right? This study kicks off with this super relatable story. This endless loop of posting, then archiving, then editing, all just to build that perfect online version of yourself. And it's not just about the photos, is it? It's this constant, low-level pressure to put on a show, to present this idealized version of our lives.
So that brings up the big question. Why? Why do these platforms have such a powerful grip on us? And here's the thing, it's not about a lack of willpower on our part. It's actually by design. A very, very specific psychological design that is engineered to keep you coming back.
To really get the effects, we first have to understand how it all works. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the psychology that keeps our eyes glued to those screens.
So this breaks down the basic architecture that makes these apps so sticky. First, you've got endless scrolling. There's literally no bottom to the page, no natural place to stop. Then the content is completely individualized for you. The algorithm knows exactly what's going to catch your eye. Of course, there's social pressure, that feeling that you have to stay connected and respond. And maybe the biggest one, every single like is a tiny little social reward, a little dopamine hit that trains your brain to keep coming back for more.
And all of this feeds into one huge concept, social comparison. It's something we do naturally, but online, it's on steroids. We're constantly measuring our own lives, our real, messy, behind-the-scenes lives against the highlight reels of everyone else. And the problem, as this research points out, is that we're comparing our reality to a perfect ideal that, well, it doesn't really exist.
So with all that in mind, the researchers wanted to measure the actual impact on our well-being. They zeroed in on 3 key areas. First, self-esteem, which is your basic sense of self-worth. Second, self-concept clarity, a fancy term for how well you actually know who you are. And third, social anxiety, that fear of being judged by other people. So let's see how they set up an experiment to measure all this.
The researchers asked a really simple, almost obvious question. What happens if we just use social media less? So they designed a small but, as you'll see, pretty powerful experiment to try and find out.
The process itself was super straightforward. First, they got a group of people who were all regular, daily social media users. They took what's called a baseline measurement of their self-esteem, self-concept clarity, and social anxiety. Then they gave them one simple instruction: cut your usage by half for the next week or 2. And finally, they measured them again to see what, if anything, had actually changed.
Now, it's really important to put this out there. This was a very small study. We're talking about a grand total of 8 participants. So, what does that mean? It means we can't take these results and say they apply to everyone, but they do give us a fascinating little peek into the potential benefits of logging off.
Okay, so this is the moment we've been waiting for. What actually happened when these 8 people stepped back from their feeds? Let's get to the results.
And whoa, look at this graph. First things first, they actually did it. You can see a huge drop in social media time. Most of them cut their usage by way more than the 50% they were asked to. So, check. But the real question is, did it actually make a difference in how they felt?
All right, first up, self-esteem. For most of the participants, you can see this slight but definitely noticeable upward trend. It suggests that just by spending less time on social media, their sense of self-worth got a little boost.
Next is self-concept clarity. Remember, that's basically how well you feel like you know, well, you. And here the trend is even clearer. It seems like with less time spent comparing themselves to others online, their own sense of who they were became stronger and a lot more consistent. But honestly, this next one is the most striking result of the whole study, the effect on social anxiety. Just look at this graph. For every single person in that 2-week group, social anxiety went down. Every single one. It seems like stepping away from that constant performance, that feeling of being judged online, directly lowers that fear of being scrutinized. That's huge. Okay, so what's the takeaway here? How do we take what they found in this small experiment and apply it to our own digital lives? What does it all mean for you? So to just quickly recap the big picture here, we saw a little bump in self-esteem, a bigger jump in self-concept clarity, and this really consistent, powerful drop in social anxiety. In other words, it seems like less time online led to a stronger, more confident, and less anxious sense of self.
Now again, we have to remember this was a small pilot study.
The results aren't meant to be the final word on the subject, but they do offer some really compelling food for thought, right? They suggest a pretty interesting potential link between how much we scroll and how good we feel.
Which really just leaves us with one final question. And this one's for you to think about. What might change if you made a conscious choice to reduce your own social media time, even just for a week? What could you learn about yourself when you're not so busy looking at everyone else? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.